all Israel News viewers. I'm Oriel Moran. I'm here with my good friend Levi from Discover Israel with Levi Tours.
Hi.
And he's going to show us amazing, incredible, off the beaten path places here in Israel, places that you will not see in a tour. So we're going to take you guys around and show you some incredible places. Levi's going to explain.
King Saul, the first king of Israel, chooses this spot as his strategic location to rule over. And you can have a 360 view here. You have a view down from the valleys to the desert, to the north, to the south. Right now we're in modern day Shu'efat, which is recognized as East Jerusalem. He makes this his stronghold, his strong point, and so the first capital of the attempted United Kingdoms of Israel stationed here. So what are we standing in, Oriel? Like, what's the importance and significance of this modern day building? So King Hussein in the 1960s, around 1964, 1965, decides that he's going to build himself a palace for his wife. And he builds this beautiful holiday home palace, which is strategically located in one of the high grounds inside of what was then Jordan. 2 years later, the Six-Day War breaks down and buildings put in a halt. And as it's like here in Israel with the conflicting political opinions and laws, this has sort of been on a stalemate ground for the past 57 years. So not much has actually moved forwards since then. This was part of Benjamin's land. Now, the tribe of Benjamin, as mentioned in the Bible, Judges 20:47, goes through quite a rough experience, which we're going to go follow today. And this story happens where we're standing now. The verse starting from chapter 19. Back when there was no king in Israel, a Levite man on the outskirts of Ephraim hills took himself a concubine from Bethlehem of Yehudah, Judea. So an atrocity happens where the Levite was looking for a place to stay with his wife. He ends up coming into the house of Benjamin, one of the houses of an old man. The tribes of Benjamin, they did not show much hospitality. They came, they start smashing on the doors, and eventually they mistreat the women in some of the worst ways, and the woman dies. Now, when the Levite saw this, he decided that this behavior cannot continue happening. No such event has happened since the times of the Jews left Egypt until such an event. And this was a very conflicting thing for the rest of the tribes. He goes up to a place called Mitzpeh, which is actually in Ramallah. We can see Ramallah right here. You can probably see the hilltop of Mitzpeh, where he then calls all the tribes to come together and they bring Benjamin to court. So they wanted the people responsible for such atrocious acts to be responsible. Benjamin refuses, and they have this hilltop over here. So we can really see the whole topography when this battle happens. Now we're on to the second part of the story, the cave, which was found where the Benjamin tribe hid out and survived there. Now, Oriel here, she said she's up for the challenge to get there. Let's just say it's a really good hiding place, so it's not easy to get to.
We are fully intending on trekking our way down to where ancient Benjamites used to hide. So we are we halfway down? What are we?
About halfway down the mountain. Bumped into a few cliffs, so I had to go around. And you can see there's lots of vegetation around us. We've seen asparagus, fennel, this plant called eshcha, which has these beautiful red berries that you can eat. You have tzalaf, which is capers, which talks a lot about in the Bible. And you have kipton, which is these purple flowers which you can eat the inside. So there's an abundance of vegetation here. There's water at the bottom, but there is no comfortable route going up or down.
We so far have slipped on our knees a bit, banged our knees, thorns in our hands, but we are determined to make it because of that.
Yeah, I mean, they found a great hiding space. No doubt about that. I wouldn't go look for them.
We're almost there. Do not come here without a tour guide. That's all I'll say.
So we have actually made it finally after our treacherous climb coming down to the Marat Rimonim, the rock like a pomegranate, and the pomegranate shape you can just see on the other side. And you can see it's actually quite a massive cave. So the 600 remaining from the massacreist battle of the tribe of Benjamin end up escaping into this cave and surviving off the little things that they have around us. And so they had this solemn feeling of, betrayal from the other tribes. They had a feeling of, will they survive? There were no women left. They didn't really know if this would be the end of their tribe. And when the last living tribes, when they finished the battle, they went back, they kind of had a realization of what they did, and this feeling of shame and guilt came upon them. And then they brought these 600 men, they brought them out, and they gave them wives so that the tribe of Benjamin wouldn't be completely annihilated. Are you ready? Let's go. So you can see how massive this cave actually is. Right now we have some bats in this cave. You can see the manure from the bats and actually some manure from... So there was a dig that was done here where 16 different coins were found, dating to the Bar Kokhba revolt. So the year 132 to 135, Bar Kokhba men were in a very similar distraught situation where they were almost completely annihilated by the Romans. And so they came here to find refuge as well. So there's this real feeling of, desperation, hunger, and there's a very strong energy here of, people are on their last few moments, or they didn't know what their destiny would be. And the place is pretty big, and you can see there's lots of poop on the floor. This is from all the goats and whatnot that the Bedouin have around here. And you could see how massive this cave is. They had even different sections in the cave. You had little areas here which you could explore. So 16 different coins were found here from different periods of time. Pottery from the early Iron Age was found here, which kind of proves that people were here in the early Iron Age.
Back then he would explain to me that what they would do to get rid of the bats and all the toxins that they have is that they would basically smoke this place up, and that's how they would be here. But this place is quite massive, and you have to think, like, what was it, 400, 600 men? 400?
600.
600 men, all in here, basically hiding. That was their fate for a while. So now you can see the entrances behind me. Now we're walking sort of upwards towards the inside of the cave. Let me shine so I can see my way. I don't know what I'm staring. Okay.
Yeah. As you can see, the cave just continues on and on and on and on. I'm sure if we dug here a little bit, we'd find some wonderful treasures, which is basically pottery. It's massive. And this is like probably only half of it.
Wow. You're saying this is half of it, maybe?
I imagine, yeah. Because down there we didn't explore all the way and there were different sections that looked blocked up.
How deep do you assume that this goes?
Depth-wise, maybe half a meter from this depth that we're standing on now, just because of the accumulated debris that's on top and all the animals that were here. So not necessarily very deep, but I'm pretty sure there are channels that go throughout all these rocks.
The reason that they had to go and hide, the reason that people were against them, it was because of their immorality. It says that at that time Israel had no king. And even though in part they would look to God for direction, with what to do with the Benjamites, but people, perhaps not in the same way, they wouldn't really ask of God what was the right thing to do. And you can see that within the story, that they, had a sexual immorality in so many different ways, and they paid a very, very heavy price for it. And perhaps it's also a way to sort of look at Israel today and think about the different types of immorality that there are and what separate us and cause a divide within the people. So definitely a lesson to be learned. We're done. Guys, this is the end of this video. Thank you so much to our friend Levi from Tour Israel with Levi. And we will come back to you guys with another video very soon. If you want more Israel-related content, go to allisrael.com. Don't forget to hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we'll see you guys in different places very soon.
Amazing. Travel the Holy Land.
Travel the Holy Land.